book babes, my name is Ainsley Marie and welcome to my library. For today's video, we are doing my summer TBR. I'm so excited. The best time of the year is upon us. It is summer. Woo! I do want to apologize for the lighting and the rain in the background. We are currently having a tropical storm right now, but honestly, I feel like that is the perfect time to film this video because I can't be outside reading, so I might as well be inside filming about what I'm going to read as soon as the storm is over. So I feel like honestly it is perfect timing. Crafting my summer TBR is one of my favorite things to do, and I feel like this year I have a pretty good stack. I have a stack of 14 books, and these are all the books that are new to me that I want to read this year. First, I want to start with my newest bookmark that I am actually so excited to use, and it's a pickle. It's a acrylic marbled pickle. I am so excited. Is this not the cutest thing ever? On the back, it says, "Don't find yourself in a pickle." Ah! So cute! This is going to be with me the whole summer. Yay. Without further ado, here's my summer TBR. If you guys have been subscribed to me for a while or have been watching my summer videos, then you know that it is not summer without a Sarah Adams book. This year it is In Your Dreams by Sarah Adams. We are following Madison, who is the last Walker sibling. She is the youngest and she is getting into a relationship with her best friend, now lover, James. I have enjoyed every single book in the When in Rome series, so to be able to picking this one up and be closing a chapter, I am excited yet also really sad because this has brought me a lot of joy over the past 4 years of being able to look forward to one of these books. I just know this book is going to be so good because in the last book in the series, Beg, Borrow, or Steal, we see Madison and James interact quite a bit, and you're rooting for them in a book that's not even about them. So I cannot wait for their romance now that they have their own book. The other author that I would not be a summer without is Abby Jimenez's book from last year, Say You'll Remember Me. I know that she does have a more recent book coming out, or it's already out. I think it's called The Night We Met, but it was released in hardcover. I have all of her books in paperback. So in this book, we are following Xavier and Samantha, and apparently they get off on the wrong foot, but then completely redeem themselves through a first date that is just endless and perfect and so sweet. But Samantha is in a very specific family situation right now that is very delicate. So she decides to ask Xavier to forget everything, forget about her, move on with his life. They cannot be together. Say you'll remember me, I guess is what she says to him. Xavier's not okay with that. Xavier does not want to forget and move on. He wants to help Samantha in what she's going through. I feel like this book is going to be such a beautiful image of what a relationship should look like in terms of jumping in and helping people in their hardest. And truly being a village for another person. These Summer Storms by Sarah McLean. This book was published and released last summer, and the only reason why I did not get it last summer was because it was hardcover and it was like $35, and I was like, no. So today I saw it at the bookstore and it has these beautiful wave sprayed edges, and it's beautiful. This book is beautiful to me. It is giving We Were Liars energy in terms of inheritance, summer, island, family drama. Very excited for the twists and turns that this book is going to take you on. We are following Alice Storm, and she has pretty much stepped away from her family. Then she gets news that her father has passed away, so she decides to just get over herself and head home to be able to properly pay her respects to her father, and then everything kind of starts happening. There is an inheritance game designed to figure out who is going to get what, and so Alice is just forced to participate in situations and be with people that she wants literally no part of. So it's going to be a really interesting book. The Beach Trap by Allie Brady. Y'all, this is 2 authors, by the way. I don't know if I said that in my last video where I read a book by them, but this book and their books are written by 2 authors. This is The Beach Trap, and we are following 2 best friends who are torn apart by a life-altering secret. Basically, they meet at a camp when they are younger girls, and this sparks an instant connection. They become best friends, and then years later, they discover that they are half sisters. For some reason, discovering that kind of leads to a tumultuous relationship between the 2 of them, and they end up just breaking off all contact. They want nothing to do with each other. Then 15 years later, their father passes away. Do we see a theme? Parent loss. They enter into yet a very similar to the book I just explained, an inheritance situation. And it is just about them having to come together and work together to do what they can to get the inheritance and make everything right and peaceful again. But through this, they rediscover their relationship, and I think it's going to be a very beautiful story. That book is Until Next Summer by Allie Brady, and I am so excited to read this one. It is about 2 former best friends that find love at an adult summer camp. And if you know anything about me, you know that I love summer camp, specifically reading about summer camps. I was a summer camp director for a couple years, and that was such a fun time in my life. And so basically this camp is at risk of being sold, so they have to really stick together to figure out how to do that. I also got another book because I could not find it. I called Books A Million, Barnes & Noble, and then the 3 local shops in my area, and not a single bookstore had a copy of this book. So I went to Amazon, and I am getting it through Amazon. It will be here in 2 days, so I'm very, very excited. That book is The Shark Club by Anna Kidd Taylor, and we are following Maeve, who is at the beach. Life is going pretty well. She has a pretty incredible summer with this guy. However, she also gets attacked by a shark. That leads Maeve to discover a passion for shark research. So we are following Maeve, obviously, when that incident happened, and then we flash forward to 18 years in the future where she is a shark researcher, but she also re-encounters that guy from the summer that she had that summer fling with, and we are just getting to experience what her life looks like now and how she's going to navigate this relationship. I'm really excited about the shark attack feature because I would love to get bit by a shark and have my own movie like Soul Surfer. Next up is Things We Never Got Over by Lucy Score. The only reason why this book is on my list is because it is on my 26 books of 2026 list, and if I don't read books on that list, I have to give them away by the end of the year. So I definitely want to get and read this book. My only concern is there is a lot of smut in here, and I try to stay away from as much smut as I possibly can. The next book I am so excited to read is Main Characters by Hannah Orenstein, I believe. I am excited to read this book because it takes place in Maine, and my family trip is going to Maine in August, so I am going to be reading this book as I am in Maine, and I cannot wait. We are following 2 sisters who have never met. There are 30 years of secrets in their family, and this one summer everything is unraveling because of the loss of their father. I swear, guys, what's going on? I mean, I'm shocked that dads are finally getting their time because normally it's always the mom. This cover is stunning. The Burnout by Sophie Kinsella. I have had this book on my TBR for 2 summers now. My bad. I'm gonna get to her, I promise. But we are following Sasha, and she is experiencing career burnout, and it is not a fun, good look for her. So she is not having a good time. But so she ends up to take a vacation, and she goes to this seaside resort that she loved as a kid. So she is going mainly for the nostalgia vibes. But not only does she get that, she also finds rest, and she finds a significant other, and his name is Finn. He is very stressed out, but then curious messages begin to appear in the sand, and it seems to be a conversation between Sasha and Finn. The Last by Hannah Jameson. This is your murder mystery, and I feel like you need one good murder mystery every single summer. That's just my opinion. This book is your very typical everybody is in a hotel. somebody is found murdered, and then everybody becomes a suspect, and they are trying to figure out who did it. So very exciting. We are following somebody from Switzerland who is on a work trip, and his wife apparently said, you know, come home. Like, I feel bad about how we left things, and he decides to just keep going to this hotel, and then he will very quickly regret not going home to his wife. Magnolia Parks by Jessica Hastings, or Jessa, not Jessica, my bad. I'm sorry, Queen. I am shocked that I have not gotten to this book series yet because I see it everywhere. Everybody loves it. Even before they got the covers rebranded, everybody loved this book series. So I definitely want to start this. I got it for my 23rd birthday. I'm now 24, so I do have some slight guilt about not reading it yet. But we are following Magnolia, who is a London socialite, and we are following BJ as well, who is Britain's bad boy. And we are just following their dysfunctional, toxic relationship and what that looks like in terms of the societal pressure. I do worry this book might be very toxic, and I won't be able to handle that because I'm not the biggest fan of toxic relationships in reading. So we'll see how I feel, but hopefully I love this one. Swimming at Night by Lucy Clark. This is a book that I got from a blind date with a book, and I'm very excited to read it. I think it's going to be really interesting. We are following Katie, and her world has just been rocked by the discovery of her sister being found dead. All authorities are believing that it is a suicide, but Katie knows for a fact that her sister did not do this to herself. Her sister has been on a very fun summer traveling trip, so Katie decides to follow all of her footsteps and go through exactly what her sister did, and trying to discover the real truth about what happened that night. I am very interested in this book. Her sister is Mia, and Mia left her a travel journal to go through, so Katie is literally following Mia's footsteps, journal entry by journal entry, which I think is going to be very interesting to read. I think it's also going to be a very difficult book to read based on grief. Summer on the Bluffs by Sunny Hostin. I have never read anything by Sunny before, but I'm very excited to read this book. This book, we are following three cousins, and as they navigate the summer at their aunt's beach house. They do not know it, but at the end of the summer, their aunt is going to pick one of the girls to take over the beach house starting in the fall. So they don't know it yet, but they are all in competition. I'm sure some things will come to light and they will figure out what the heck is going on. It takes place at Martha's Vineyard, which is a beautiful place to be. And it says that every cottage is a Victorian gingerbread style. And here, I guess, are the houses, but isn't that beautiful? The last book I have on my summer TBR is Our Perfect Storm by Carly Fortune. This is her most recent release, and I am so excited to read these books. It's gonna be awesome. Carly Fortune and I have a very interesting relationship. I've given 2 of her books 5 stars. I've given 2 of them 3 stars. I've DNF'd one of them. So I'm just excited to figure out where I stand with this one and what that looks like. I really have good feelings about this because it is giving the Unhoneymooners in a different way. So I'm very excited. In this book, we are following Frankie and George, and it is Frankie's wedding weekend. However, she does wake up and her fiance dumps her, so that sucks. But thankfully, Frankie has George, and George decides that instead of just letting her wallow in her self-pity, they are going on the honeymoon together, and she is going to celebrate being free from such an awful man. And I am very excited about this book. I bet they're gonna fall in love. What can I betcha. It is giving people we meet on vacation and Unhoneymooners. So I am very excited for the conglomeration of those books put into this one. And the watercolor cover, it's chef's kiss. Very peak. I cannot wait to read this poolside. It's going to be phenomenal. Well guys, that is it for my summer TBR. I hope that you guys saw some books that you also plan on reading so we can do a little book club over the summer. But if you didn't, still please comment down below some of the books on your summer TBR, because I would love to know what you guys are reading, and maybe I want to put them on my list for next year. Who knows? Maybe you give such a phenomenal review about a book, I put it on my list for this summer. Who knows? But I am very, very excited to be reading all of these books. I have no idea which ones I want to start with, but I know it is going to be a fantastic summer. Would love for you guys to stay along and do the summer with me. Subscribe, like this video, do whatever you want to do. But I would love to have you guys come along this ride, this journey of summer 2026. That's all I have for you guys, but I love you and happy reading. Bye!